A few years back, I lost near enough complete use of both of my hands, and it happened during COVID-19, so I couldn't even get help. As a result of this, I was forced to buy a lot of aids to help me get by. For example, like voice dictation software and a more powerful computer so it could handle that software. The result of all this was that when I got use of my hands back, I learned an astounding lesson. That lesson is that one of the biggest ways people waste time and money is by trying to save money by not buying things. Yep, hear me out on this. Everyone knows that time is way more valuable than money. I knew it. I just didn't realize that frequently money can seem more valuable than time because you don't realize the power of that money to buy your time. For example, consider this. Dishwashing machines are expensive and you might prefer to spend your money on other things like, for example, a holiday or a shiny new gadget rather than buying one. However, if you did this, you would be making a big mistake. I'll explain why. Let's say a person spends 20 minutes a day washing the dishes, and I'm talking specifically washing here, so not putting the dishes away or drying them or anything like that, just the washing part. If you did this over the course of a year, that would equate to a little over 5 days. Yep, 5 days a year washing dishes. And it gets worse. If you started washing dishes at the age of 18 and spent only 20 minutes a day doing them, you would be giving 304 days of your life to washing dishes. Yep, 304 days. Here's the question though, considering this, is it smarter to buy a dishwashing machine rather than save for a holiday or whatever? Or is it better to save the money for holidays and other things and instead, as a price, spend your lifetime washing the dishes manually? Well, let's do some maths and work it out. Imagine a minimum wage worker earning £10 an hour and a dishwashing machine that can be purchased for around £200. Now, for simplicity's sake, let's imagine tax does not exist. With that said, under this scenario, for 20 hours a week, our minimum wage worker would earn enough money to be able to purchase the dishwashing machine. So let's say that he does. Here is his reward. By purchasing it, as he no longer needs to spend 20 minutes a day manually washing the dishes, he has an extra 122 hours per year of free time, which he can do anything with. And it gets better. Let's imagine our man elects to use that free time to earn money at minimum wage. His reward for doing so would be £1,220 a year. Yep. Think about that. If he kept washing the dishes manually, he would save £200. But if he chooses to buy it, he gives himself enough extra free time to earn £1,220 a year, which in the first year would bring a net profit of £1,020. But for every year after would bring a net profit of £1,220 a year. That means for 10 years, the profit would be over £12,000 just for buying a dishwashing machine. And the amazing thing is, this benefit can be gained from a lot more things than just dishwashing machines. For example, if you have a super slow computer or internet, replacing them with faster versions could yield you a massive net benefit in time saved. The same is true for anything that costs you time needlessly, and I mean anything, literally anything that costs you time, which if you had bought something could have been avoided, is costing you time you needn't spend. This is what I call the free time cost benefit ratio. Yes, I made that name up and I gave it an equation. It goes like this: the amount of free time a year the purchase will buy you minus the cost of your purchase divided by your hourly wage. The way this equation works is simple. If after putting the numbers into it you get a positive number, the free time cost benefit ratio is in your favor and so you should make the purchase. However, if it's negative, then it's not and so you shouldn't. To give an example, let's imagine a cleaner costs £20 an hour but you only earn £10 an hour. Under this scenario, it's much more cost time effective for you to do the cleaning yourself, which the equation shows as it gives a result of minus 200 hours. But if you flip that and the cleaner costs £10 an hour and you earn £20 an hour, suddenly it becomes smarter to hire the cleaner, which again the equation shows as it gives you a net positive of 100 hours. And just to really emphasize how powerful this way of thinking is, let's return to our minimum wage worker and imagine he is 18 years of age. If at that age he chose not to purchase the dishwashing machine and he spent his entire life manually washing the dishes, he would be choosing to work for 2 pence an hour. In terms of what I mean by that, our man could have spent 20 hours wages to purchase a dishwashing machine and buy himself an additional 122 hours free time a year, but instead he chose to save the money and work 304 days of his life washing dishes manually. That equates to choosing to work for 2p an hour rather than £10. Yep, 2p an hour rather than £10. Next time you think about saving money rather than making a purchase that would buy you time, keep that in mind, and better yet, put the numbers into the free time cost benefit ratio. Then think again. I promise you, you won't regret it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more videos like this, remember to give it a like and subscribe to my channel, because the more who do so, the more of these I can make. Is that a good bribe? I hope it is. I'll see you next time.